Hi there, my name is Kristen O'Hara and I'm the Director of Interpretation at Pajarito Environmental Education Center. We are the nonprofit that runs the Los Alamos Nature Center. Bears are active in Los Alamos during spring, summer, and fall. New Mexico Game and Fish recommend the following 6 bear-wise basics to keep you and our bears safe. Do not feed or approach bears. Whether it's unintentional or intentional, feeding black bear in our community is incentivizing them to come into our residential neighborhoods for food. And we do not want to do that. They are wild animals. They're equipped for finding food themselves. Our people food is not the best thing for them. As far as approaching bears in the wild, it is best to stay away from black bear. If a black bear hasn't seen you and you happen to see one across the street from you, take a moment to have that beautiful experience, but do not approach a black bear. Make sure to secure your garbage cans and recycling. Bears have a very keen sense of smell and can rip open garbage cans very easily, so having them secured with some sort of bungee cord or something to keep the lids down is the best way to keep our bears in our community safe. Remove bird feeders during prime active bear times. Black bears in Los Alamos are active anywhere between the very end of April, May to the middle of November. So during those times, anything we can do to keep our bears safe by not giving them food is better for bears and better for us. So at night, for instance, at the Nature Center, we take down the bird feeders that we have outside and put them back up in the morning. So that is something you can do. But if you do have a bear at your house that has eaten from your feeders, make sure to take your feeders down for a length of time around 2 weeks, so the bear does not acclimatize to coming to your house for food. Do not leave your pet food outside. If you happen to feed your animals outdoors, put your food bowls out there, make sure your animals have your fill, but make sure you bring them in after your animal is done eating. That'll, again, keep the bears safe. Clean and store your grills. That means cleaning your grills thoroughly, removing all fat and food that could have dropped in the base of the grill, and then storing it in an inaccessible place, so a place the bears cannot get to, like a garage or even inside your house, if that's a possibility. I know not everybody has a garage, but just keeping in mind a good place to store a grill that is away from that can be away from bears accessing it. And I guess our last bear safety tip is to tell your neighbors, communicate with your neighbors and your friends about bears that have been spotted in the area, or these safety tips that you've learned here today. The more knowledge we can give to our neighbors and our friends, the better, and it will keep our bear neighbors and our human neighbors as safe as possible. Good luck, toppers, on your season.
Well, it's great to see topper sports season kicking off again. I'm Troy Hughes. I'm the fire chief here in Los Alamos, and we're glad to see COVID kind of waning and people getting back to their normal activities. One of the things that hurt us during this time period was our lack of people. So we need recruits. We need cadets to come to work for Los Alamos Fire Department. It's a great career, very rewarding, good pay, good benefits, great retirement. You get to work out and maintain your topper strength. So we're hoping that a few good people will come to work for us in the next year, and we hope that the toppers win. So go toppers.
Hello, I'm Deputy Chief Oliver Morris of the Los Alamos Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk about some safety initiatives that we want to bring forth to the community as the 2022-2023 school year starts in Los Alamos. School is right around the corner, and we want to remind parents and students to make sure that you leave enough time to get to school on time so we're not rushing. As you can see behind me, all school zones are 15 miles an hour when students are going to school, even if they're not present. So let's slow down and just make sure our students are safe. Secondly, I want to remind us that when the buses are stopped and their stop signs and lights are activated, we want traffic to stop in both directions to allow time for students to cross the street. to keep them safe. The other thing I want to talk about is our school campuses. It's important to remember that during school, campuses are closed to the general public, as well as the playgrounds and facilities, while school is in session. This also includes Sullivan Field and the Sullivan Field parking lot. We want to make sure that school is meant for just school hours and school staff. Please check in with the staff regularly if you're going to be planning on visiting our campuses. We have a long history at Los Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there to provide an atmosphere of safety and security for our students and faculty, but they're also there to foster positive relationships with students. So we use our school resource officers just to ensure that everything is safe in our schools. The other thing I'd like to direct our community to is on the losalamosschools.net website. If you click on the Safety and Wellness section, you will see that there's the See Something, Say Something app. This app is a great tool to report anything that has to do with safety, whether it's bullying or whether it's a suspicious person on campus or anything you think is safety related for our schools. Please use this app to report any suspicious behavior so that we can work in concert with the Los Alamos Public Schools to make sure everyone is safe. And that's the final message that I have for you today. And I just want to make sure that we have a safe and fun school year, and go Toppers.
Hi, I'm Curtis Christensen, Managing Director of the Los Alamos Program Management Office here at TechSource. TechSource is honored to have the opportunity to support Hilltoppers basketball. We are part of the Lab's Triad team working towards mission delivery, and we are part of the community right here, living the example that it is team that gets it done. To borrow some of the famous Coach Wooden's words, the main ingredient to winning is team. All the team. The players that listen, push, and focus during practice, the support from the bench, and those 5 on the court. Los Alamos is a special community. We count ourselves lucky to be able to have the opportunity to support its people, events, and organizations. Good luck today. Go Toppers.
Join the University of New Mexico Los Alamos for the exceptional education. Join us for the small class sizes. Join us for the quality faculty and staff who are dedicated to your success. Whatever your reason for joining us, start here, go anywhere. Go Hilltoppers.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to Edward Medina Gymnasium in Espanola. And tonight is the District 2 4A semifinals. And this semifinal brought to you by the Los Alamos Daily Post. I want to thank Carol Clark for making all of this possible. And tonight, it's it's an interesting ball game. This is Gene Mortensen with Mike Mays, and it's going to be our pleasure to bring you this ball game. But Mike, there's some interesting situations here as the Hilltoppers coming into this ball game are 12-16 overall. They're 4-4 in district, and the Sun Devils also 4-4 in district. So we tied with Sun Devils, Los Alamos, and Milwaukee, all tied for second place with 4-4. Espanola got the tiebreaker because they swept. What's interesting, Mike, is that looking at the records, the Sun Devils are 4-4 in district, like I say, but they're 6-20 on the season. So, I mean, out of 8 games, they won 6 of them. 6 of them in the district. They won 4 of them on district play. So the 6 wins they had, 4 of them came in district.
Yeah, so and that a bit of an anomaly, but anyway, here we are, and boy, the Toppers and the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. That's about as good as you can expect here in this district tournament here at Edward Medina Gymnasium. I gotta say, I was expecting 3,500 people here. It's relatively speaking, it's a little light tonight.
It's kind of like a girls' game.
Yeah. But I was still pretty good crowd, but nothing like we've seen before in the past with the Sun Devils. But Sun Devils coming in just 6 wins, like you said, Gene. And, the Toppers, meanwhile, won a huge contest on Tuesday night, knocking off the Milwaukee Valley Elks in Hakona and taking that ball game 64-60. Josiah Fresquez, huge night for him. And, the Toppers coming in with some momentum here into Edward Medina Gymnasium. Obviously, a very, very tough place to play. However, the Toppers did pull off the victory in their first meeting in this building. That was a couple of weeks ago. Toppers won that by 10 points. Actually, the Toppers, right now, Gene, as you said, they tied for second. Ended up, after all the tiebreakers were figured out, in 4th place. But the Toppers were half a second away from second place. In their first meeting in Griffith Gymnasium, the Toppers took on the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. Sun Devils won that one 49-48 on a buzzer-beating 3-pointer by Jaden Martinez. And Toppers led that game most of the way, but just could not put it away at the end. And Martinez knocks in the big 3 to give the Sun Devils the win. Other than that, this game would be in Griffith Gymnasium right now.
Yeah, it really was, and it's interesting that it does come down to that one shot. That was the difference between second place and 4th place. And we had a 1-1 right before that could have put the ball game away, but we missed a 1-1. And they just roared down the court and got the ball over to Jaden Martinez, and the 6'2" senior. He just canned it, and I mean, another half a second would have been too late. But he got it in and got the ball off just in time.
Sure did, and as we've said, Jaden was not the guy they were looking for coming down the court either.
No, they were not.
That was
Marcus Martinez.
Yeah, it was Marcus Martinez was their first choice. He was well covered, but Jaden was open and he nailed it.
Yeah, he certainly did, and we're about to have the presentation of the colors by the junior ROTC here at Espanola. And then,
And there was a young lady dressed to the nines earlier coming down here. I think she's she's going to sing the national anthem tonight. So we'll see that. But here comes the ROTC with the flag.
Yeah, so we, in the last couple of Milwaukee games, we had 2 young ladies. I think one of them was from Los Alamos. I'm not sure about the second one. But they sang it, just the 2 of them, for both Milwaukee games last weekend, and then it's just in the other night. Harmonized it very, very well. So we're ready for the national anthem. The young lady just sang Nice Nathan, did a great job. And so now, when after the Rotzi leaves the floor, we're going to have the introduction of the starting lineup. And I think here in Espanola, I think they introduced everybody. But Mike,
what a waste of time that is. No, just kidding. It's very. I think if you're on the varsity team, you deserve to have your name called by the PA announcer.
Well, absolutely. Also, one thing I wanted to also remind everybody that this is our third game in 4 days, and the rest of the schedule is that whoever wins this ball game will go to Taos tomorrow night. They play at 6 o'clock at Taos, and the Hilltopper girls will play the championship game for District 2 4A. That will be on Saturday night at Griffith Gymnasium. So full schedule of basketball here for the Los Alamos basketball program. And so, and Mike, he has the starting lineups for us.
Yeah, I sure do, Jane. The Toppers introduced first this evening, and they're going to go with a regular starting five tonight. Toppers 12-16 overall, 4-4 in district, and have won both of their tournament games so far. And as usual, they're going to get things started with Nico Garcia. He is a 6-foot junior, and he'll be followed by sophomore Kyle Evanhus, another sophomore, Ethan Mondragon, and yet another sophomore, Josiah Fresquez. And Fresquez has put together some big games recently. He is 5'6", and the lone senior on the squad, Rick Valdez, is a 6'2" senior. Rick actually started off very well last night or Tuesday night. Unfortunately, got into some foul trouble. Sat most of the evening on the bench, and then fouled out pretty quickly in the fourth quarter. So that was unfortunate. Toppers, these were one of their best defenders, but the Toppers were able to get through it. And so for the the Sun Devils, if I could see, which I cannot because they just turn out the lights. They're going to start Jacob Torresday. He is a 6-foot senior. They'll start Nathan Chacon. He is a 6'1" senior. Jade Martinez, the hero from the first game. He is a 6'2" senior. Kevin Coffeen, he is a 6'2" junior. And their BMOC, Marquez Martinez, he is a 5'10" senior. And that is your starting lineup for the Sun Devils. They're coached by Joey Trujillo, and come in with an astounding 20 losses. And I'm trying to remember if has ever happened in the history of the Sun Devils. If it has, it hasn't been recently. The Sun Devils are usually close to the 20-win mark, but this is they've struggled this season, and they struggled quite a bit more than I think either one of us thought they were going to coming in.
Yeah, really, and they've always been for years now. They've been the team to beat in District 2. 4A, as they had an excellent program down here, but this year, and they started off the season just not winning hardly anything, and we played them in the Santa Fe tournament. We beat them in the Santa Fe tournament right off the bat, and then they just kept losing and losing until they got into district play, and then they won their first 3 district contests. And then they finally ended up 4-4 in district, but they with a record of 6 wins and 20 losses, and they come into this tournament into this quarterfinal game as in second place. So a real anomaly here, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if they do win this ball game. They would go to the state tournament if they did go. They'd have to most likely have to beat Taos tomorrow night, which would mean that they would make it to the state tournament with a record of only 8 wins. 8 wins and 20 losses.
Crazy. But Espanola does have a win on the season over Taos. So very interesting to see how that all shakes out. This, unfortunately, is the current problem for Los Alamos in getting to the playoffs. They are sitting behind a team with 6 wins.
Yes,
that is the way the seating and selection committee works. They generally take, if they want to take you, they have to take the team that finished ahead of you. And the Sun Devils don't have much of a resume to get in, So that is really the Topper's biggest problem right now.
Right, and so we'll start things off as Rick Valdez jumps up against Kevin Coffeen. Coffeen wins the toss, and so they bring it over now to Jacob Torresday, and we are underway. Torresday takes it straight to the hole. Nobody getting in his way. He just kind of dribbled around a little, put the ball on the floor, came in, laid it in with the left hand. No problem that time for Torresday, and he picks up the first 2 points of the ball game as Hilltopper's defense just did not react to him at all. They'll get it to Ethan Mondragon, and so right now the Hilltoppers facing a matchup zone. And it's a 1-2-2 matchup zone. Hilltoppers with it. They get it to Ethan Mondragon out on top to Josiah Frescas. Frescas way over toward the left sideline. Hilltoppers still just passing it around, and Josiah I was going to say, he looks like he wants to shoot the 3. And he passed it, and then they passed it back to him, and he did shoot the 3. So he likes the 3-point shot. 2-0 ball game so far. Ball's going to come now to Jacob Torresday once again. He's going to hand it off, and we're going to be a traveling violation. And that's going to go against Marcus Martinez, and that's a good call. He definitely shuffled his feet out at the top of the key. So the Hilltoppers were inbounded in the backcourt. No press being put on by Espanola at this point. Just underway here in this first quarter, 2-0 ball game. And it's going to go down low, pass to Nico Garcia. And they ended up passing it right to Marcus Martinez. And he just gets it down the floor. Jaden Martinez, and Martinez lays it in. So that pass went straight to Marcus Martinez. I mean, right to him. Ethan Mondragon trying to come down the baseline is cut off, brings it, and he's going to step on he steps on the baseline. The Hilltoppers now in a full court press. And they'll get it to Jacob Torsday. So now bringing it up will be Marcus Martinez. So back to Torsday. He comes across the timeline. Torsday gets it to Martinez. He starts to go with a three wide open under the basket. It's Kevin Coffeen. He gets it down on the baseline, passes it over. Oh, I mean, that was Jaden Martinez had it. I'm sorry. He got it over to Kevin Caffeine. Caffeine just coming right down the baseline on the left side. And he just laid it in. 6-0 ball game.
And that is 3 times already, Gene. Somebody down low for the Sun Devils has been wide open. I'm not sure what's going on.
There's a 3-point shot by Josiah Frescus. The ball is on the floor after a long rebound came down on a 3-point shot on the other end. That one taken by Nathan Chacon. That is off. Now finally Nico Garcia gets the ball and he fires up the 3, and that's good. Makes it a 6-3 ball game. Full court press by Los Alamos. Now they're going to take off the press as they drop into their defense. Right now it's the Hilltoppers playing looks like a man-to-man defense against the once again over way out on top. The Hilltoppers right now. They're being pushed way out from the 3-point line. Nico goes into the half-court circle. He's still on the dribble, backs out towards the corner of the half court. And he's going to get it to Josiah Frescus. Frescus brings it all the way out to Ethan Mondragon. I thought Ethan was going to shoot that one. Great pass inside that time. Wow, from Josiah Frescus to inside to Rick Valdez, and Valdez in for 2. Boy, beautiful.
Yeah, it really was. And Topper shows some good patience on offense. I got to be honest with you, Gene. I thought they were just going to fire up a wide, throwing it around the perimeter.
Pass the ball, cutting to the basket. Kevin's open. Awful lot of open shots under the basket. Every one of their baskets have been a layup. Getting out of Rick Valdez over to Ethan Mondragon in the corner. Josiah Frescus, 3-point shot. That's good. So Josiah drops it in, and the Hilltoppers tie up this ball game 8-8 with 3:24 remaining, first quarter. Good Thursday. He's going to hand it off to Marcus Martinez. Martinez coming down the right side of the lane as the ball knocked out of his hands by Josiah Frescus. It will be out of bounds under the Espanola basket, baseline right. They'll hand the ball now to Nate Chacon. He'll bring it all the way out on top, and Ethan Mondragon right there for Los Alamos to tip it away and knock it out of bounds.
What a tournament Ethan is having on the defensive end. He was all over Moriarty in the first ball game on Monday. Then on Tuesday, just had a fantastic defensive ball game against the Elks. He's just having quite the tournament for himself.
Yeah, he's playing unbelievable defense for Los Alamos. 3-point shot on the way. This is going to be off. Rebound is going to come down to Rick Valdez. We're going to have a foul as Rick was knocked to the ground, and that personal foul is going to go to looks like it's going to go to Jarek Duda, I do believe. No, it's going to go to Jaden Martinez. That's his first. That's the first team foul. So great rebound that time by Rick Valdez, but he was hit, knocked down. It's an 8-8 ball game, 2:45 to go first quarter. Ball comes underneath. They'll get it now to Ethan Mondragon over to Josiah Frescus. Frescus wanted to shoot the 3, comes into the lane, puts the shot up, it's off. But the ball bounces right off the outstretched hands of one of the Sun Devils and right to Josiah, who was standing right in front of the basket. And all he had to do was just put it over the front of the rim. 5 points now for Josiah. It's a 10-8 ball game, and we're going to have a foul on Los Alamos, a reach-in foul way out near the half-court line. That was going to go to Kyle Evanhus. That'll be his first team foul, and it'll be 10-8 ball game. Hilltopper's up by 2, and we have 2:18 remaining first quarter.
Checking in the ball game for the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. Miguel Orozco, a 5'7" freshman, and he got a finger wag. His shirt was not properly tucked in. You can't do that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Some of these officials take that pretty darn seriously.
So I think we're going to have a foul called against Los Alamos. I don't know where in the world that came from, but that one also is going to go, I do believe, maybe to Kyle. Let's see. Maybe see that one. Well,
signal number 5. Number 5 is Zach Morrow, who's not playing.
Well, I thought they haven't indicated on the scoreboard what it is. Now it's Kyle Evanhus. That's his second.
Oh, boy.
And so we're going to hand it off right now to Marcus Martinez. Martinez gets it to Jacob Torresday. Torresday tries to get it down underneath. Ball is going to be picked off momentarily by the Hilltoppers. It gets away as a loose ball. And then Espanola going for it, loses it out of bounds. Hilltoppers will inbound it under their own basket. And so they'll inbound it to Josiah Frescas. Minute 47 to go here in the first quarter. The clock moving. It's a 10-8 ball game. Hilltoppers up by 2. Nico Garcia will bring it out on top to Enrique Tafoya, who is checked in. Coming down the baseline, trying to go in. Skip pass comes across, trying to get to Ethan Mondragon. Overthrew him, but then backing him up, just like a baseball player. That time was Nico Garcia. Garcia gets it over to Josiah Fresca. Fresca has it knocked out of his hand, picked up by Nico, gets it back to Josiah. Over to Nico, 3-point shot. This good. Nico Garcia's second 3-pointer of the ball game. And the Hilltoppers now take a 4-point lead, 12-8, or 13-8. Let me correct that. 13-8 now over the Sun Devils. As the Sun Devils started things off with four almost uncontested baskets right under the basket, and now once again they get it now to Michael Orozco, and he goes in unimpeded and he puts it in for 2. So all of the 5 field goals for Espanola have come on just easy layups for them as they penetrate the Hilltopper defense. 35 seconds to go, and now Josiah Fresca is just standing out at half court in the coffin corner at half court on the dribble. Now he starts to go in and gets it over in the corner to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya makes a great move, brings it out to Nico, 3-point shot. This one's going to be short. Rebound is going to come down to Jacob Torresday. Torresday up to Nate Chacon, up to Marcus Martinez. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 13-10 lead for Los Alamos. He gets a screen from Miguel Orozco, and then finally the 3-point shot. He started to make the shot. And that was Derek Duda, and Mike Nico Garcia just came out of nowhere and went up in the air in front with a hand up, so he tried to pull it back down, and then he kind of half pulled it back down, and then he just let it. He just essentially threw it at the basket at that point. Slammed it off of the backboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Good heads-up play there by Nico, knowing the situation. He stepped up right away, and Jarek immediately had to change his shot. And Nico stepped looked like he had a pretty decent for kind of the last second when Nico stepping up. Just had to kind of double clear, and so Ken and Falamos post on their YouTube channel. Boys basketball finals here from Ednius. Valley hosting the Los Alamos Toppers. Here of this game will advance to tomorrow's district tournament championship game where they will face Tigers.
The Tigers. So, Hilltoppers, as they bring it into
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
We're testing her out. Oh, looky there. All right. Think so. All right. How you doing, Charlene? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So we're in halftime right now. So Gene, what do you want to do?
Let's go.
You want to go on?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are? Okay, we're on.
Hello, everybody, and I want to apologize. We got cut off early in the second quarter, missed the entire second quarter, and we really want to apologize for that. The score right now is 23 to 20 after one half of play, as the Hilltoppers lead in this ball game by 3. It was 13 to 10 at the end of the first quarter. Each team scored 10 points in the second quarter, so we're looking right now at 23 to 20. The Hilltoppers came up in the second half there. It was neither team was generating a whole lot of offense. Both teams playing pretty good defense. Hilltoppers playing outstanding defense and against Espanola, but Hilltoppers not able to answer back much on the offensive side. So each team ended up with 10 each. And so, Mike, it's been an interesting ball game. The Hilltoppers have four 3-pointers, 3 of those by Nico Garcia. Espanola has 1 3-pointer, and that came from Nate Chacon. So not a whole lot of 3-pointers in this ball game. So I'm not sure if Mike has the scoring or not.
As a matter of fact, they do. So, yeah, it was got a little hairy there, but we're back. Hopefully unimpeded for the rest of the contest. For the Toppers, Nico Garcia, like Gene said, had 3 of those 3-pointers. Finished the first half with 11 points. He is the leading scorer so far in this ball game. Josiah Fresquez has 8 points. He had a 3-pointer in the first quarter, and then right toward the end of the second quarter, came up with a big 3-point play. That is the difference in this ball game right now. He has 8 points, a bucket for Rick Valdez, a bucket for Ethan Mondragon. Valdez, by the way, picked up his second personal foul late in the quarter. He sat out, about the last 30, 45 seconds or so. 2 fouls each for Kyle Evanhus, Enrique Tafoya, and Rick Valdez. For the Espanola Valley Sun Devils, Kevin Coffeen had 6 points in that first half. All 3 of those came on layups. 2 of those were completely uncontested. The third was actually a put back by Coffeen off of his own miss. He has 6 points to lead the Sun Devils. Jacob Torres Day has 4 points. And the lone 3-pointer of the ball game for Chacon, or for the Sun Devils, is Nate Chacon. He got that in the second quarter. So a 23-20 ball game. The Sun Devils already out back on the floor. Actually been back on the floor for some time. They are mostly shooting around. Topper's still in the locker room with under 2 minutes before we get this second half started. But couple things to watch out for here in the second half, Gene. Evanhus, Tafoya, and Valdez. 3, they're solid defenders. All have 2 fouls each. Not much in the way of fouls for the Sun Devils. Nobody in foul trouble there. So the Sun Devils, as we saw starting early, Gene, were really able to take the ball straight to the bucket, almost unimpeded. And they got several layup chances off of that, and I know we were thinking, boy, if Topper's going to let them do that, it's going to be a really long night.
Yeah, they just Espanola started out their first 4 baskets were essentially uncontested layups because they either penetrating or getting the ball dished to them underneath. But for the Sun Devils, they had 7 field goals in the first half. One was a three-pointer by Nate Chacon, and they were 5 of 8 from the free throw line. The Hilltoppers only shot 1 free throw, and that was right at the end of the half after Josiah Frescas got fouled and he completed the three-point play. Hilltoppers came up with 9 field goals, and 4 of those were three-pointers, 3 of the 4 coming from Nico Garcia, the other from Josiah Frescas. The Hilltoppers led 13-10 at the end of the third quarter, 10-10 second quarter. So right now it's 23-20. The Hilltoppers up by 3. 16 fouls were called on Los Alamos and the first half, and 3 on Espanola. I want to remind everybody this ball game being brought to you by the Los Alamos Daily Post and Carol Clark. I want to thank Carol for making all of this possible and giving us the opportunity to travel around all these different venues and bring you Hilltopper basketball. The winner of this ball game will head to Taos tomorrow night, and we'll take on the Tigers at 6 o'clock in Taos Tigerland. So,
I was just thinking just a couple minutes ago, Gene, I don't know what the Taos gym is called.
I don't either. I tried to find out one time, so I just finally said it's the Taos gym.
Taos Tigerland works for me. So.
Yeah, there you go. So we start things off with Espanola throwing it in to start the third quarter. Out on top right now is Nate Chacon. Chacon, you're going to go over left of the key. 3-point shot is up and off by Jacob Torres Day. The rebound is going to come down to the Hilltoppers. Josiah Frescas gets a screen from Brick Valdez, comes up, goes down the left side of the lane, puts a shot up. It's off. Rebound comes down to Jaden Martinez of Espanola. Just underway here in this third quarter. And once again, Nate Chacon. Yeah, he goes up, and I'm not sure if they're going to rule this a shot or not. He actually made a pass, but they're going to say it is a shot. So he went up, and the personal foul is going to go to Kyle Evans, that's going to be his third. And at the free throw line is Nate Chacon. Chacon with 5 points in the ball game, and he drops in the first. It makes it 23-21. He'll shoot one more, but he went up in the air and he was hit at the free throw line. The ball just actually came down to somebody. One of the Sun Devils under the basket, so I didn't know if they were going to rule it a pass or a shot. Of course, they're going to rule it as a shot. They always do. So that's 7 points now for Chacon, and it's a 23-22 ball game. Hilltoppers up by 1. Ethan Munder going way, way out on top. Bounces it to Rick Valdez. Valdez starts to go in, gets it over now to Enrique Tafoya. And Enrique, the junior for the Hilltoppers. And so Enrique Tafoya, the sophomore, puts it in for 3, and the Hilltoppers take a 4-point lead, 26-22, but answering right back without any problem at all. Jaden Martinez, the young man who had the clutch three-pointer at the buzzer in Los Alamos. He makes it 26-24.
Josiah Frescas out at the top of the key now, passing around. Copper's been doing a lot of passing around on the perimeter this entire ball game. Very, 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 very patient offensive end, which is interesting. That's not always the case.
Well, they get it to Rick Valdez, who penetrates in and dishes it off to Ethan Munder. Going long rebound is knocked out, comes to Nico Garcia. He puts up the 3. That's off. Rebound comes down to the Sun Devils, and we're going to have a reach-in foul go to Ethan Mondragon. And so that was a silly foul by Ethan. So that's his first, and that is the first team, his first, and the second team foul actually of this half. And so they'll inbound it at midcourt, and now they bring it into Jacob Torres. He puts up the 3. Long rebound comes out to Rick Valdez. Valdez will get it to Nico Garcia. Nico will just hand it to Josiah. Let Josiah bring it up. 5.5 minutes to go, third quarter. 2-point lead for Los Alamos. Josiah, 3-point shot from way out, and I mean way out, but the rebound pulled down by Enrique Tafoya was actually pulled down by the one of the Sun Devils, but Enrique just ripped it out of his hands. Enrique then goes ahead and tries to put it up, and then the Hilltoppers get the rebound. They fast break. They come down. They miss it. They miss it. And miss. And 4 opportunities, and they finally are called for out of bounds as it hit the support wire. So the Hilltoppers had a 2-on-0 fast break, Mike, and blew the first shot, and then ended up getting 2 more rebounds and blew both of those.
Oh boy, and those were not difficult shots either. So the first one wide open, second one only semi-contested. I have no idea what happened. Those weren't even close.
No, they weren't. And then the third one, that shot that way up in the air, and that hit the support wire. Ball comes out of Nate Chacon, and Nate Chacon puts one in, goes all the way to the bottom of the net, and comes right back up and out. Josiah Frescas is going to go right down Broadway, puts a shot up, and it's blocked, and it doesn't go out of bounds. There's a 2-on-1 fast break by Espanola. They just have to, they're sorry to go out of bounds. They just have to, right now, it's just a wild ball game as it was going out of bounds. So they saved it back in all the way to half court, and then they flip it all the way back down to the baseline. And the Hilltoppers, that was caught right on the baseline by one of the Sun Devils. And the Hilltoppers quickly run over and tie him up. So the ball just flying from one end to the other in the half court. And wide open under the basket. I mean, wide open. Miguel Orozco, he just posted up under the basket right in front of everybody. Nobody did anything to defend him or get in front of him or anything. Enrique Tafoya gets it with Los Alamos. Picks up his dribble over now to Ethan Mondragon. We're going to have
they got a call for palming the ball, and that was a correct call. And Toppers with 2 unfortunate possessions in a row there. The Toppers could have had cash in on both of them.
No, that first one was just a wide open 2-on-1, 2-on-0, 2-on-0 fast break, and they missed it. And they got the rebound and missed the rebound, and then by that time Espanola was down there. They got the third one, put it up too hard and hit the support wire. Now here comes Espanola flying down the middle of the lane. The rebound is going to come down to Miguel Orozco. Orozco falling out of bounds. He bounces it off the leg of Rick Valdez. So it will be Espanola ball under their own basket, baseline right. It's a 26-26 ball game, 3:40 to go, third quarter. And so Espanola trying to get it in. They get it into Nate Chacon. He's got an easy 10-footer and doesn't hit anything but backboard.
Oh, my goodness. What's going on with the shooting down there?
Golly, I mean, it just banged off the back of the backboard. Josiah Fresca's over now. Eddie Gart's 3-point shot on the way. That's off. The rebound comes down to Miguel Orozco, ripped out of his hands by Rick Valdez. And then the ball is going out of bounds, saved back in by Nico Garcia, saved all the way into the backcourt. And so Espanola just had to run down the floor and put it in and drop it in the basket. That's Zarek Duda. So an assist for Nico on that one, because then it was going out of bounds right in front of the Topper bench. Nico grabbed it and flipped it into the backcourt, and the only player back there in the backcourt was Zarek Duda. And so Duda, all he had to do was lay it in.
Oh my goodness!
2:57 remains here in the third quarter. It's a 2-point ball game, 28-26. Espanola up by 2. We have a timeout on the floor.
That was taken by the Sun Devils, by the way. That was a 30-second timeout. So Toppers, oh boy, their last 4 possessions have been. I don't think it's unfair to say the last 4 possessions have been absolutely disastrous.
Yeah, totally.
They blow a 2-on-0 layup, blow another basically uncontested chance. A bad turnover turns into an easy layup on the other end. Toppers inbound the ball under their own basket. 2:50 remaining in the quarter. In the third quarter, I'm sorry. Got to be specific.
Yes, third quarter. Josiah Frescas from way out, and I mean way out, and the rebound bounces off of Eddie Gartz out of bounds. 2-point ball game, 28-26.
Toppers cannot do this, Gene, and we've seen this before. Once they start getting in trouble, they just start bombing away, and they are off. They're off target right now. They have got to settle down.
Yeah, they really do. And Marcus Martinez on the dribble. He's going to hand it over to Jacob Torsday. Back to Marcus. Back to Torsday. 3-point shot by Torsday. That's off. Eddie Garth with the rebound. Quickly up the floor to Josiah Frescas. Frescas coming up. Gets it to Nico Garcia. Garcia coming right down Broadway. Puts it up. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up. That's off. Rebound comes down to Rick Valdez. And he goes back up. And he's fouled. So the 28-26 right now, and a personal foul is going to go to, looks like Miguel Orozco. That'll be his first. And at the free throw line, Rick Valdez, as he puts in the first. That's a second team foul on Milwaukee, by the way. And Rick at the free throw line only has 2 points in the ball game, but he drops in the first. He can tie the ball game up, and he does. 28-28, 2:07 to go. We are in the third quarter. Full court press by Los Alamos. Long pass down the floor. They bring it way down the floor to Kevin Coffin. Coffin gets it to Marcus Martinez, who's now directing traffic. Ethan Mondragon on him at the moment. The Hilltoppers in a man-to-man defense. They get it over. A little skip pass comes over and a little give and go. Ball is knocked away. Comes right to Nico Garcia. Garcia coming down the floor. Goes behind his back. Takes it all the way to the hole. And lays it in. Wow. What a move by Nico.
Little behind the back dribble as he takes it in from the right side. And boy, that fooled all the Sun Devils out of their shoes. Huge bucket there for Nico.
30-28. Hilltoppers up by 2 right now. Marcus Martinez, beautiful pass underneath to a wide open Kevin Coffin. That's 8 points for Coffin. Makes it 30-30. We have 60 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
That was a nifty pass down low.
Well, Nico on the dribble. Gets a screen from Rick Valdez. Brings it over now to Enrique Tafoya. Back to Nico. 3-point shot. That's off. Rebound's going to come down to Rick Valdez. He gets it over to Ethan Mondragon. Mondragon's going to dribble right down Broadway. And as he starts to go up, he's fouled. But he's fouled before the shot. And so that personal foul, I do believe, should go to Jarek Duda. Yes, that's his second. And foul before the shot. That's the third team foul. It'll be inbounded by the Hilltoppers under their own basket baseline right. And 39.62 seconds remaining. The ball into the backcourt. Eddie Gartz trying to get to it. Can't get to it. And I'll tell you who does get to it first. And that is Jacob Torsday. So the Hilltoppers trying to get it into the backcourt to Eddie Gartz, and they overthrew him. And then it was a race between Eddie and Jacob, and Jacob won that one. And he goes to the hole, puts it in. He's fouled. That personal foul will go to Ethan Mondragon. That's going to be Ethan's second. No, let me see. The foul's going to go to Eddie Gartz. That's Eddie's first personal. That is the fourth team foul on Los Alamos. And completing the three-point play. That time, Jacob Torsday. Now a 3-point ball game, 3-point lead for Espanola. And now the Hilltoppers are going to go for one shot. Standing in the Coffin corner at half court on the right side. And now the Joey Trujillo out telling everybody to raising his arms up and down and wanting everybody to the crowd to start yelling. We get it now to Nico Garcia, 6 seconds to go. And wild shot taken this time by the Hilltoppers. Just dribbled it all the way down to under 6 seconds, and then Josiah Fresca's trying to penetrate. He was immediately double teamed. All he could do was just try to throw it at the basket. So after 3 quarters of play, the Hilltoppers find themselves down 30-33 as the Hilltoppers only came up with 7 points in that quarter and 13 points for the Sun Devils. So the Sun Devils, it was 13-10 at the end of the first quarter. Both teams scored 10 in the second quarter, and the Hilltoppers were up by 3. The Hilltoppers were outscored this time by 6 in the third quarter. Therefore, the 3-point lead for Los Alamos. And this ball game being brought to you, by the way, by Los Alamos Daily Post. And we want to thank Carol Clark once again for making all this possible. We didn't know what we were going to do after the demise of KRSN, but Carol Clark and the Daily Post came to the rescue. We thank her very much for that.
Yes, thank you very much, Carol. Thank you very much, Daily Post. We are pleased as punch to be back, bringing you football this year, bringing you just a wild, crazy basketball season, and it's not over yet. But the Toppers down to their final 8 minutes here, Gene, and they need to pull it together. That third quarter. That was bad. That was a bad quarter by the Toppers. I was trying to figure out a better way to say it. There isn't. There were numerous turnovers, not good shot selection, a couple of easy buckets they allowed. Boy, oh boy, the Sun Devils, and I don't care what their record is, Gene. They're tough. They're tough enough to beat in this building, but to hand them stuff that makes your job twice as difficult.
Oh, absolutely. And so the Hilltoppers had numerous opportunities in that third quarter. I can't believe that they blew that fast break. Not only they missed the easy shot in the fast break, and missed both putbacks. Doesn't matter. Rick Valdez, who wasn't ready for the pass, just flew by him, and fortunately came right to Ethan Mondragon. But that pass, as Rick was in the free throw circle, and the pass just went right in front of him. He never saw it coming. The Hilltoppers will inbound it. It was kicked out of bounds by Espanola. So they bring it now down to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya on the dribble is going to bring it all the way across. Ethan Mondragon. He's clear up in the Kaufman corner at half court. He's going to now get it to Josiah Frescas in the half court circles. Josiah with a turnaround jumper. He moves into the lane. A nice little turnaround jumper by Josiah from about 12 feet out. He now has 10 points in the ball game, and it's a 1-point ball game. 33-32. 7 points to go. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Out on top it comes now to Nathan Chacon. Chacon on the dribble is going to give it over to Jacob Torres. And so they bounce it inside now, and Jaden Martinez just putting his shoulder down against one of the Hilltoppers. They didn't call it, but now the pass is knocked away, and then they try to get it back to Jaden Martinez, and Nico Garcia going for the interception. I mean, he ends up leveling Jaden. That's going to be Nico's. Actually, it's only his first personal, and it was not a shooting foul. So Espanola will inbound it under their own basket. 6:38 to go. They bring it inside now to Nate Chacon. Chacon goes up. Looks like he's going to put the shot up, and then he dishes it down on the baseline to Kevin Caffeine. Caffeine also thought he was going to put the shot up. So Caffeine was going in for the rebound, and the ball just went flying by him.
Yeah, he had everybody fooled in the building, including the guy he was throwing to.
Absolutely. Still a 1-point ball game. Nico Garcia with it, gets it to Josiah Frescas. Frescas gets the screen from Nico, comes around the screen, gets it back to Nico, back to Frescas, and Fresca standing out near the half-court circle, gets a screen from Rick Valdez. And he's going to come in, comes right down Broadway, and as the ball is going to go, the ball goes off of bounds out of Espanola, and now the officials are going to. That ball went clearly out of bounds off of Espanola.
Yes, and the other official on the sideline steps in and they correct the call. Initially, they were going to give the ball to the Sun Devils, and it was clearly off of them under the basket.
Enrique Tafoya, nice little 15-foot jump shot from Enrique Tafoya. Boy, that was pretty. And gives the Hilltoppers the lead once again, 34-33 with 5:45 to go. Trying to cut in. They get it now over to Jaden Martinez. Martinez get it now to Jacob Torres. Get it to Jacob Torres. Torres, coming right down Broadway. And he's fouled, and that personal foul is going to go to, looks like Kyle Evan, who's that. If that is the case, let's see, I got him for 3. They have him for 3. Okay, we'll just leave it at 3. Yes. Well, 10, I'm sorry. Enrique Tafoya gets the foul. That's his 3rd. Yes. Okay. And at the free throw line, Jacob Torres misses the first. No, he didn't shoot. Oh, he did make it. Okay. He did make the first. 34-34 ball game. Nick puts in the second. 1-point lead now for Espanola, 35-34. And the Hilltoppers will inbound it with 5:36 remaining in this ball game in regulation. Means we could go to overtime. You never know. Josiah Frescas with it. Picks up the dribble over to Kyle Evans. They get it in the corner out to Enrique Tafoya. And Tafoya, nice little shot by Tafoya from just to the right of the free throw line. Another 15-footer from the sophomore. He now has 7 points in the ball game and gives the Hilltoppers back the lead, 36-35. 5 minutes to go. Out on top, it comes to Marcus Martinez. Martinez way out near the half-court line. Starts to go on the dribble, decides to penetrate in, is cut off, dishes it off. And we're going to have a shot put up, this time by Jarek Duda, and he's fouled. And Duda will go to the free throw line, and that looks like that was also going to go to Enrique. And it does. Enrique Tafoya picks up his 4th personal. That is the 7th team foul on Los Alamos. But it's going to be a shooting foul. And at the free throw line, shooting 2, missing the first, is Jarek Duda. So Duda misses the first, and he'll have one more. Hilltoppers still leading by 1. 4:52 remains here in the 4th quarter. And so Jarek Duda shooting number 2. This one is good. So 36-36 ball game. And 4:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. Brian Frescas gets a screen from Rick Valdez. Pulls up, 15-footer, dishes it back to Kyle Evans. 3-point shot by Kyle. And that's good. But they're going to call it a 2.
Yes, that was a correct call. Kyle had his big toe on the line.
So Kyle Evans with a nice shot after the penetration by Josiah. Josiah penetrates and dishes it off. Hilltoppers steal the ball away on the other end. Josiah Frescas is going to go right up Broadway, puts it up. Rebound comes down on the floor to Rick Valdez. And then it is finally ripped away all the way down the floor with the ball, and just laying it in is Jarek Duda. So while everybody was wrestling for the ball, Jarek Duda just took off down the floor. And then when Espanola won the battle, all they did was flip it down to him. 38-38. Hilltoppers, it's unfortunate. Hilltoppers had a chance to go up by 4 with now 3:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. Josiah Frescas goes in, puts a shot up, misses. And a rebound, Rick Valdez. And the putback. 6 points now for Rick, and the Hilltoppers take a 2-point lead, 40-38. Benito Maestas wants a timeout. And so we are halfway through the 4th quarter. 4th quarter being brought to you by the Los Alamos Daily Post. Want to make sure everybody knows that the Los Alamos Daily Post has come to the rescue of Hilltopper Sports. I want to thank Carol Clark for that. And so, Mike, I don't know.
Now, 40-38 ball game, 3:38 remaining in this contest. Going down the stretch here, Gene. Both teams have a lot of timeouts left. They both have 4 timeouts. This is a full timeout taken by Benito Maes. This is the first of the ball game. But boy, a lot of scrambling. This is just becoming a very, very physical contest on both ends, and a lot of penetration, a lot of crashing the boards right now. And boy, this is the like I said, this is getting very, very physical. We'll see how things play out here. Enrique Tafoya picking up his 4th foul. Nobody else from the Toppers in any serious foul trouble. Evan Huss does have 3, but Tafoya with 4, and he's coming back out after the timeout. Interesting move here by Benito.
Yes. So anyway, the Hilltoppers now go into a 1-2-2 zone. They have been playing a man-to-man. They go to the zone, and so they're bringing around Nathan Chacon at the top of the key. He's gonna put up the 3, and that's good. Nathan Chacon wide open. Puts in the 3. He now has 10 points in the ball game. 1-point lead now for Espanola. 3 minutes to go. 41-40. Josiah Frescas on the dribble for Los Alamos. In the half-court circle, gets a screen. Pulls up. Passes it out to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya, 3-point shot. That's way off. Rebound is going to come down to the Sun Devils. Coming down the floor in a hurry. They get it to Jarek Duda. 2:45 to go. 1-point lead now for Espanola. Jarek Duda starts to shoot the 3. Decides not to. Take it to the hole. And he's going to be fouled.
Enrique was right in the area, Gene. I don't know. No, they're going to give it to Nico Garcia. That'll be his 2nd. I thought that was going to Enrique for a moment.
So that is the 8th team foul, the shooting foul. And at the free throw line, Jarek Duda. And he misses the first. He was there just moments ago, and he was 1 for 2. So he misses the first one here, and so he'll shoot number 2. Still a 1-point lead for Espanola, 41-40. Misses the second one. Rebound comes down to Enrique Tafoya. He'll get it up to Nico Garcia. Garcia will just bounce it over to Josiah Frescas. 41-40, 2:20 to go. Frescas pulls up, gets it to Nico. Nico back to Rick Valdez over, and now all the way out, way out. That shot by Josiah Frescas is off. Long rebound chased down by Nico Garcia. And Josiah gets the screen, comes around the screen, goes right down the middle of the lane, and he's fouled. And that personal foul is going to go to, and that's going to go to Nathan Chacon. That'll be his 2nd. That is the 4th team foul. And at the free throw line is Josiah Frescas. And Hilltoppers shooting 2. Drops the first one in and rolls around the rim forever and then falls in. It's now a tie ball game, 41-41, 2:10 to go here in the 4th quarter. Josiah Frescas is the free throw line for Los Alamos. He'll shoot one more. And there it goes, and it's good. So the Hilltoppers take the lead, 42-41, and I think we're going to have a timeout taken by Joey Trujillo, and it's like he's going to take a 30.
No, actually, I think Benito took that.
Yes, he did. That was Benito took a 30.
2:10 remaining. Anybody's ball game here. I'm having flashbacks to that January game, Gene, unfortunately, where we're pretty much all set up, nearly the same score. And we'll see. Just a quick note here, Gene. Nathan Chacon for the Sun Devils has a pair of 3s in this ball game. Those are the only 2 threes that the Sun Devils have hit against Los Alamos in the last 7.5 quarters.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They didn't score a single three-pointer in the last time we played them, and that was here at Edward Medina. So coming out of the 30-second timeout, 2 minutes, and the clock moving now under 2 minutes. Marcus Martinez with it. He's going to hand it over to Nathan Chacon. Chacon to Jacob Torresday. Torresday goes up, puts it up, it's off. But right there to get the rebound. And this time, good position that time was Kevin Coffeen. And a personal foul is going to go to, let's see, Rick Valdez. That'll be his third. Well, they've got him for 4.
They have him for 4. I have him for 3.
So do I. And so that is the 9th team foul. Caffeine shooting 1 and 1, misses the front end. So Caffeine misses the front end of the 1 and 1. Hilltoppers 1-point lead with 1:40 to go. 42-41. Josiah Frescas on the dribble. Working on Marcus Martinez. Goes down, puts it up. Rolls around and in. Comes down the left side of the lane. Puts up the left-handed shot. Josiah Frescas with 2. And that makes it now 44-41. 3-point shot on the way. That rims around and comes off. Rebound is and they're going to have a foul called on Espanola for going over the back of Rick Valdez. And that's going to only be the 5th team foul. So that works to Los Alamos' advantage. Actually, they can run some clock here. Josiah Frescas coming up the floor for Los Alamos with a 3-point lead. Gets it over to Nico Garcia. As we come down to 65 seconds, they're going to deliberately foul Nico. That will only be that should have been the 16th foul. They're only going to say it's the 5th. But that's all right. That gives Los Alamos more time to run the clock. Espanola has to give 2 more fouls to get Los Alamos on the free throw line. 3-point lead for Los Alamos, 44-41. 63 seconds remain here at Edward Medina. And the Hilltoppers are coming out of the timeout. They will have the ball. They will throw it in near midcourt.
And wow. So the Toppers with a 3-point advantage here. Sun Devils really don't have much of a choice but to foul. And they're going to have to foul twice very, very quickly just to get the Toppers on the free throw line. I imagine they're going to have all their best free throw shooters coming out off the timeout. To try to they got a chance. They're going to have a chance to ice this game away from the foul line if the Sun Devils give them those 2 fouls here real quick. So going to come down to the wire once again, and
unfortunately, it's going to be the last time it came down to the wire. We had a 1 and 1 that could have put the ball game away, and right now we're in that same situation, Mike. We'll be shooting 1 and 1 when they do put us on the free throw line if the Hilltoppers don't turn it over. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it at right in the front court, just across the timeline. Kyle Evan, will inbound. The Hilltoppers having a lot of trouble bringing it in. They get it to Josiah Frescas. Frescas is immediately fouled and in the backcourt. That personal foul will go to Jarek Duda. And they're going to say that was to Jacob Torresday. That's his 2nd. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it again at half court. And they're correcting the foul situation, which is right. It is the 7th team foul. I said a little while ago when they only had 4 team fouls that they actually had 5. And I was correct, Mike.
And Joey Trujillo very upset at the scorekeeper because that is, he had
his strategy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to put because he didn't want to foul Josiah Frescas and put him to the free throw line. That's exactly what ended up happening. So yeah, he is steamed. Because that is not the guy he wanted to foul.
No, and he just wanted to foul Josiah right away to get it to 17 fouls. And Josiah puts in the 2nd. Hilltoppers take a 5-point lead, 46-41. So that mistake by the on the scoreboard, and the scorekeeper cost Joey Trujillo because he was playing, his strategy was being played on the fact that they only had 6 team fouls, only had 5 team fouls, and had 6 and had one more to give. So they had 5 team fouls, and so they immediately fouled Josiah, thinking that was the 6th team foul, and that's not what Joey Trujillo wanted to do.
Yeah, we both had the Sun Devils for 6 team fouls up here. It was the I don't know. I guess it was the scoreboard operator that had 5 up there for the Sun Devils, but costly problem there with the scoreboard, and Joey Trujillo still steamed. Now he's got to completely change his strategy. 1:02 left. Toppers up by 5. See what the Sun Devils want to do here. Still plenty of time left. They do not have to rush a 3-pointer. They may elect to bring it in for 2. Toppers do not want to foul in this situation.
No, they do not. 46-41, 62 seconds remain here in this semifinal contest, the district semifinal. The winner to advance to Taos tomorrow night for the championship game. 62 seconds left. No press being put on by Los Alamos. The Hilltoppers right now in a man-to-man defense as they wait down the floor as we come under 1 minute to go. They're going to give it now to in the corner. They get it to Nate Chico, to Jacob Torsday. He takes it down right down the baseline and puts it in, lays it in for 2, and makes it a 46-43 ball game with 47 seconds remaining. So they just passed it around and they got it to Torsday, and Torsday, he just took off down the baseline on the left side, and I'm sure the Hilltoppers did not want to foul him for a 3-point play. So when he did finally get open, they just kind of let him lay it in. So right now it's a 3-point ball game, 46-43. The Hilltoppers up by 3, and so right now, Joey Trujillo, there's only 17 fouls on Espanola right now, which means that they can put the Hilltoppers on the free throw line 2 more times for with 1-and-1s. So they want to make sure and try to figure out who they want to foul. And it's hard to say because we got some pretty good free throw shooters out there, but this is the same situation we ran into in Los Alamos. We had a 1-and-1 with a 2-point lead and ended up missing it. Josiah Frescas gets it, and he's immediately fouled by Jacob Torsday. So they're going to send Josiah to the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. And boy, this is a critical 1-and-1, I guarantee you. 45.58 seconds to go. We're all the way down to the 100th of a second here at Edward Medina.
That's how serious it is.
Yes, it is.
We are down to the 100th of a second.
And so right now, here comes Josiah Frescas. He's going to shoot 1-and-1. First one in. So Josiah puts in the first. Gives Los Alamos back a 4-point lead. Josiah will go to the line once again for Los Alamos. 4-point lead for the Hilltoppers. 47-43. 46 seconds remain. Josiah's second shot is good. 5-point lead for the Hilltoppers. 46 seconds to go. I should say 45.58. And so Espanola not picking up the ball. Now they pick it up. 44 seconds to go. They bring it down. And we've had a couple of traveling violations, and they throw it into the backcourt. No way. It got thrown in the backcourt, and then it was grabbed by one of the Espanola players and thrown back into the front court off of one of the Hilltoppers. But once he caught that thing in the backcourt, he was in the backcourt. I can't believe that they did that. 30 seconds to go. 3-point shot from way out. I mean, way out by Nathan Chacon. Chacon with a beautiful 3-point shot. And so here we are, Mike. 48-46. We have the exact same scenario we had in Los Alamos. Exactly. We were up by 2. They will foul us, and we'll be shooting a 1-and-1. That's what happened in Los Alamos.
Yeah,
exactly.
Same score, almost the same amount of time remaining. Boy, oh boy. And Chacon was 6 feet beyond the arc. and he put the stroke in. The Sun Devils kind of in a position where they had to put up the three. Chacon puts up a great, that was even past an NBA three, and that went in nothing but net.
Yes, it did.
So wow, boy oh boy, and you know, I don't know if the Toppers players believe in deja vu, but we are in the exact same situation we were in at Griffith when the Toppers got snake bit at the buzzer.
Yes, they really did. And the Hilltoppers had a 2-point lead and less time than this, but they had a 2-point lead and they had a 1-and-1. And when they played with the 2-point lead and they missed the front end of the 1-and-1. So 18 fouls right now on Espanola. Hilltoppers will inbound it. They're going to hand it over to Nico Garcia. Right now, Josiah Frescas being double teamed. They're trying to get it into him. They get it into him. They don't want to foul him. They're trying, and so now they finally do foul him. So they double teamed him, and then he was able to get the ball that they didn't want to foul him. Joey Trujillo is upset about something.
Yeah, and I'll tell you exactly what he's upset about. That foul is going to go, I think, to Jacob Torres Day, and if that is true, he is done.
Yeah, they've got him up for 16.
Yeah,
for 6 fouls.
So apparently we're in the NBA now. But in either case, he's fouled out of this ball game. So 25.66 seconds remaining. One of their leaders, Jacob Torres Day, is out of this ball game. And Joey Trujillo is hot under the collar about something.
Boy, he really is. So coming into the ball game will be Jarek Duda. Interestingly enough, Mike, Jaden Martinez, who made that 3-pointer, has only scored 4 points in the ball game, and 1 in the first quarter, 2 in the first quarter, 2 in the fourth quarter. And here comes Josiah Frescas, 48-46. Shooting the front end of 1-and-1. Up and in. Josiah Frescas cans a 3-pointer. Gives Los Alamos a 3-point lead. 25.66 seconds remain. And here, Josiah Frescas, the sophomore, will step up to the line once again. Big, important free throw for Los Alamos. And this one's good. 4-point lead for the Hilltoppers. 25.66 seconds remain. Espanola letting the ball just bounce. They finally pick it up. Marcus Martinez with it. Martinez is going to hand it over. Then they want to shoot the 3. Nate Chacon almost has the ball stolen away from him, and the Hilltoppers foul. Unbelievable. So we're going to have a reach-in foul go by Los Alamos, and this one is going to go to Josiah Frescas. Is that who? Yeah.
Yep.
That'll only be his first, but that is the. Well, they're going to say the 10th team foul on Los Alamos. They had 8 up there before. Now they move it to 10. Unbelievable. Well, he's going to shoot 2. Puts in the first at the free throw line. Nate Chacon. Let me correct that. That is Jaden Martinez. He's the young man that made the 3-pointer. So he's going to put up one more. This one's good. 2-point ball game. They bring it inside to Nico Garcia, and they immediately foul Nico. 15.98 seconds remain. 50-48. 2-point ball game. And walking to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the Hilltoppers in the double bonus. Nico Garcia will shoot 2. 15.98 seconds remain. Nobody on the line for Los Alamos. Nico all by himself out there. He cans it. 3-point lead for Los Alamos. 51-48. 15.98 seconds. Now the Hilltoppers bring Rick Valdez and Kyle Evanhus into the lane. They have Enrique Tafoya and Josiah Frescas back on defense. Nico's second shot is off. Rebound is going to come down to Espanola. Espanola wants a timeout. 13.3 seconds. So here we go, Mike. Same thing. And Nico, a very good free throw shooter, misses the second one. This first one, if he'd have made that one, that would have iced it away. But now he's giving Espanola the time to pop up a 3. unless the Hilltoppers want to foul right away.
Which they can. That is an option that is available to them. That would eliminate the three-pointer. I don't know if that's something they want to do or not. But, yeah, we'll see what they want to do. But in any event, the Sun Devils call their last timeout. They are out of timeouts here with 13.3 seconds remaining. I don't think the Sun Devils have enough time to hit a two and then try to foul again. I don't think there's enough time for that. I think they're going to have to put the three-pointer up. We'll see what they want to do. Watch out. Obviously, watch out for Jaden Martinez and watch out for Marcus Martinez. But Nate Chacon is the three-point shooter of the evening for the Sun Devils. He's got all three of their three-pointers. So the Sun Devils do have some options coming up this way. But like I said, I think they have to put up the three. I don't think they have time to put up a two and try to play defense.
Well, the Hilltoppers right now coming up with a full court press. And we'll see if they want to foul because they come across the timeline. Marcus Martinez bringing it up. The Hilltoppers are going to let him shoot it. But Marcus Martinez, they get it. There's Chacon, three-point shot. That's off. Nico Garcia with the rebound. And he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line with 1/10 of the second left.
Unbelievable.
0.10 seconds remain in this ballgame. The Hilltoppers up by 3. And at the free throw line to shoot 2 will be Nico Garcia. The Hilltoppers are going to advance to the championship game tomorrow night in Taos at 6 o'clock. So the Hilltoppers, the number 4 seed, have worked their way all the way through this tournament to get to the championship game. Nico Garcia on the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. First one's good. This ball game is over. 52-48.
And
And
did Benito Maestas just call a timeout?
apparently,
I think he did. Yes, he did. All right. So can't take him to the bank. So Benito taking a timeout.
0.10.
Yep. So the Toppers have got to defend this for the next 1/10 of a second, Gene. They cannot let up at this point. You only get 1 4-point shot a year. I think the Sun Devils are going to burn that right now. Just kidding. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. There is no such thing as a 4-point shot.
Well, unless we foul them on the 3-point. When they throw it to 3/4 court and we foul them.
And according to NBA rules, Gene, they do not have time to catch and shoot. They just have time to tip it in.
That's right. Exactly.
So they'll have to throw an alley-oop to 3/4 court and just have somebody slap at the ball, I guess.
So Nico Garcia at the free throw line puts in the second. So he cans both of them. And the Hilltoppers win the ball game, and they advance to the championship game against the Taos Tigers tomorrow night at 6 o'clock in Taos. 53-48. The Hilltoppers pull it out on some clutch 3-point, some clutch shooting from the free throw line. Josiah Frescas, ice water in his veins up there as he just walked up there and canned everyone that he had to can. And that's exactly what he did. He came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 free throws in that fourth quarter and iced it away for Los Alamos. Nico Garcia had the chance to really ice it away. Made one and missed the second. He could have given Los Alamos a 4-point lead. But then on the other end, on the 3-point shot by Espanola, it was Nico Garcia who got in there and pulled down that rebound and ended up getting fouled. So the Hilltoppers advance all the way through this tournament after becoming the 4th seed. And so this is their 3rd game in 4 days, and they're going to play Espanola or Taos tomorrow night. That'll be their 4th game in 5 days. So this has been and then top it off, the Hilltopper girls are going to play for the championship game on Saturday night in Griffith Gymnasium. I want to remind you, this ball game brought to you by the Daily Post, Los Alamos Daily Post. And an exciting ball game. Once again, another typical Espanola and Los Alamos ball game. But Hilltopper was able to hang on. But, boy, I'm telling you, that three-point shot, that when the Hilltoppers were up by 5, that three-point shot, I mean, he was barely across the half-court line. My God, he was way out there.
Yeah, crazy shot there by Chacon to make things really, really interesting. But the Toppers rather pull it away, put it away, and they put it away at the foul line. Josiah Fresquez 8 for 8 in that fourth quarter. 6 of those shots, Gene, 1-and-1 chances. So that is as clutch as you can get. He was 9 for 9 from the foul line in this ball game. And kind of interesting, Gene, that second 1-and-1 chance that Josiah had, or the first one, excuse me, he was fouled. The Sun Devils thought they only had 5 team fouls, and they fouled him. And the scoreboard said he had 6 team fouls.
We had him for 7.
Yeah, but we had him
for 7.
Yeah, that we had him as having that for that foul against Josiah was the 7th. The scoreboard had it at 6, and I think that or had it at 5 rather. So Joey Trujillo thought he could foul Josiah in that situation and just burn one of his fouls. That ended up being very, very costly. And boy, Joey Trujillo was just steamed after that. I can't say I blame him either.
Oh no,
he thought he had a foul to give, and you know you do not want to foul Josiah Fresquez in that situation. That's exactly what happened. Josiah, huge 20 points tonight, by the way, for him. 9 for 9 from the foul line. Nico Garcia ended up with 16 points, and he had 3 3-pointers in that first half. How about Enrique Tafoya, man? 3-pointer in the third. Couple of big shots.
Nice,
Down.
Beautiful 15-foot jumpers.
Yeah, in that fourth quarter, he ended up with 7 points. So excellent night for him. So the Toppers made everybody sweat it out tonight, Gene, but they pull it out, and they are going to the district tournament championship game, and they're going up to Taos. They've already won in Taos this year. So could the Toppers pull off 4 wins in 5 days? The table is set. So, Toppers have all the momentum. Toppers beat Taos already in Taos, had played them very, very tough at Griffith Gymnasium. The game kind of got away from them toward the end. Taos still a very, very formidable opponent, a lot of size. They're very strong, so that is going to be a very interesting game tomorrow night. Can the Toppers do it? Absolutely, they can.
Well, what's interesting, too, is what I was thinking is when you were talking about the foul situation that they had it wrong at the scoreboard, and Joey Trujillo thought that he did have a foul to give, which it turned out he didn't. And I was just thinking, like, thank God it happened down here in Espanola and not in Los Alamos.
Oh boy, that would have been the uproar of uproars.
Yes,
and we've seen. I know you've seen that in the past,
yes.
where everybody was wrong except the scorekeeper. We've seen that, and I don't want to not pointing fingers at our current scorekeeper Jim Starrett. He's an excellent scorekeeper.
Yes,
this was a while ago,
years ago,
and like I say, everybody was wrong but him.
Yeah, yes. The scorekeeper had the wrong score, and they changed it and took a point away from Espanola, and then Espanola there's only a 2-point. They didn't have a 3-point in those days, and they made a 2-pointer at the end of the ball game that would have won the ball game if the score had been right, but they ended up, they would have tied the game, I guess. Anyway, they ended up short, and Boy, I'm telling you, I thought there was going to be a riot. So anyway, so that'll do it. So the Hilltoppers are going to advance to the championship game against Taos tomorrow night, and that will be at 6 o'clock in Taos. And but tonight, so this has been quite a week, Mike. We started off on Monday night in Los Alamos at the Griffith Gymnasium against Moriarty. We went down to Pewaukee 2 nights ago. Fantastic game down in Pewaukee. The Hilltoppers are giving up a 19-point lead to finally pull that one out. And then this one, just neck and neck and hard fought all the way by both teams. And the Hilltoppers pulling it out from the free throw line at the end. So it's been quite a week for Los Alamos boys basketball.
Yeah, it really has. So Toppers improved to 13-16 on the season. The Sun Devils fall to 6-21. Unbelievable. That is not a mark you see very often down here in the Valley. But Toppers heading to the district tournament championship game. And you know, we've been saying for a while, Gene, Los Alamos probably will have to win this district tournament to get into the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, well, I don't know. We'll see. Their record right now is 13-16, and if they win the district tournament, then they automatically go to the state tournament. If they lose the district tournament, they would record would be 13-17, and we'll see what the seating committee thinks about the whole situation and all it thinks about Los Alamos, and how much they want to take in consideration the fact that Los Alamos ended up with the 4th seed and has made it to the championship game. So
now what Los Alamos does have going for it is it did tie by record. It did tie for second place in the district. So Taos will go. Taos already has an automatic bid. Then it gets a little muddy after that for the seating and selection committee. Do they look at Los Alamos tied for second, or do they look at the tiebreakers and do they factor that in? It's just there's a lot going on, but in any event, Los Alamos heading to the district title game, and they have definitely made their case to the seating and selection committee this week. Let's see how much pull that has, but 53-48 victory for Los Alamos over the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. And we really appreciate you listening in here on the Daily Post YouTube channel. And it is great. Gene and I, we were kind of scratching our heads, wondering what was going to happen after KRSN unfortunately went black. That is an unfortunate situation all around the country. Just small mom and pop stations have just been struggling for years, and KRSN kind of got swooped up into that. But Daily Post comes through and got us back on the air, and so we are very, very appreciative of that.
Yes, we really are, and so that will do it. Hilltoppers win this semifinal game 53-48 on a very, very exciting game. And right until we got down to the very end, this thing was not decided at all. And interestingly enough, we ended up in the exact same scenario that we did up in Los Alamos. Exactly, a 2-point lead, and the Hilltoppers shooting a 1-1. And but this time it turns out the Hilltoppers do pull it away. So that'll do it for us. And so this is Gene Mortensen for my good buddy Mike Mays, and for John McHale and Charlene McHale and Nate Limback and Mike Katko and our crew. I want to thank everybody. And so have a great tomorrow, everybody, and make it even better Friday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. All you have to do is, and don't forget to hug your penguin. And the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And so, Sweetie Pie, here we go, off to the championship game. And I love you, Sweetie, and I really do miss you.